Good morning, friends. It is Monday, May 22nd, and today I'm going to be doing a week of daily plans for you. Obviously, it's Monday. If you saw my video last week, I did a weekly plan with me, and I kind of went over the start of my weekly planning and how that translates to daily planning. Essentially what I do is I will do a brain dump list on Sunday, which I then use to figure out which days I want to do some of these things. And then once I get to the actual day, I will sit down, I will look at what I have on the schedule for the day and kind of time block my days. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, I do not do really any stickers or anything decorative. I am just using a black pen. I do use colored pens because I color code everything in all of my other planners, but this is mainly just to-do list. And I do have certain sections. This section down here is work-related tasks. This is up here is usually food, or if I am doing any food prep or errands related to food, it's usually up here. And then my to-do list, and then my time blocking. My time blocking, because we're not homeschooling right now, because we've finished up our homeschool year, is a little bit different because I don't have to also fit in homeschooling. My kids are still doing some learning activities. We have some KiwiCo boxes that I would like to maybe start on this week. And then we do have some summer learning as well, although I am still working on what that is exactly. Today we have haircuts for my kids, and I know that that is going to take quite a while. I don't think it's actually going to take until 2 o'clock, but I think we will be there probably until 12:30 or so, and then we'll come home and eat lunch. So I'm just going to block off all of this time. Hopefully it won't take that long. I was up at 5 this morning for my AM routine, which something that I do want to work on this week is revamping my morning routine. Not that it's bad and not that I'm doing anything poorly, or that I'm not getting the things done that I need to. It's just that I've noticed over the past several months that my morning routine has really gone back to my very basic, just coffee, Bible, and planning in the morning. And I know that I have a lot more time in the morning. I'm very productive in the morning, but sometimes I will get lost in watching the news, which I did give up over Lent, and it started to creep back in now, which is significantly later than Lent ended, but also getting onto Facebook and answering questions in my Facebook group. I have a very large Facebook group called the Maine Homeschool Network, and I am the owner of that group, and there's a lot of beginner questions, and so I do tend to answer a lot of those questions first thing in the morning and approve posts and approve people joining the group. So it does tend to bog me down. And so I need to be better about protecting my boundaries around that group, which I used to be really good about only checking in, for 30 minutes in the morning and then 30 minutes in the evening. But what's happened is I will constantly be checking in all morning, periodically throughout my morning hours, and then once the kids are awake and in the afternoon. And so it really breaks up my day because I'm not really focusing on other things because I'm focusing on answering so many questions. Now, part of that is just because of the time of year. And so what I've got this daily habit tracker out for is I want to list the most important things. I did this a couple of months ago. I listed out what I wanted to work on in the morning, but I just haven't implemented it. So I'll list out an ordered list of things and then make sure that I do them. I also want to attach times to them, not necessarily the time of day, like 6 a.m., 6:30, but this you will do for 15 minutes, this you will do for 15 minutes, that kind of thing. So I don't know if I will actually work on this today, but it is something that I've been considering quite a bit. I do want to put my dailies on here, which are checking the floors, vacuum, surfaces, and my office desk, which actually looks pretty good right now. I also want to, oh man, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. And today is my Monday reset, and I just kind of want to work on a lot of those things right now. I didn't spell reset correctly because they are weighing on my mind. However, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time this morning. I need to take out the turkey from the freezer in the basement, and I need to make room in my fridge to put that in to defrost. I want to also make a Sam's list. Hopefully I can do that this morning, but I don't think it's going to be able to be picked up until tomorrow. I need to check in with Patreon, which I actually already did. Check in with me in Homeschool Network, which I already did as well. It is 6:45 right now. Emma is outside running. One of the things that I do want to start incorporating into my morning routine is to get out for a walk in the morning. During the summer months, I tend to try and go out for a walk early in the morning because the weather is really nice. And in the winter months, I definitely get out of that habit, obviously because there's snow and ice outside and it's so cold that I just want to sit in front of the fire and warm up in the morning or just read or whatnot. But in the summer and in the fall, I do try to get outside for a walk most mornings. I haven't done that this morning, and I'm not sure at what time that I will want to do that either. I don't have a whole lot on my list today for to-dos because I wasn't really sure how long the haircuts would take. Not that that takes up the entire day, but it does kind of break up my day. Typically I have a morning block for projects and an afternoon block, but it's kind of getting taken up by haircuts. And then I have a Zoom meeting tonight, which I'm not going to be able to make the whole thing because I have another thing going on, but I'm hoping to get in for a little bit for this anyways. I would like to wash my floors today. They need to be washed. I also would like, see, I put organized homeschool books here, but it's really driving me insane. I want to get the homeschool books sorted. And so I'm going to put that here, and if I can get to it today, that would be very helpful. I'm not going to be going through the books. I just want them in the correct order of when we are going to be using them for the school year. And then what I can do is shelve the later books, the books for the second half of the year. I can put those away and just focus on the books for the first half of the year. When I do all of my homeschool planning and going through all of the information, I do try to read really in depth about the next 6 weeks. I do that on my monthly reset day. But when I'm starting the homeschool year, I do kind of have to go through and see all of the books and make sure that I know which months I want to be finishing up those books. So I do tend to move things around because we do sunlight and everybody has their own level of sunlight. It's an awful lot of reading for me, for the kids, for everybody. I'm not able to combine them as much as I used to be able to with Jack and Emma when they were younger. So it does take a little bit of extra planning for me to make sure that I'm getting things done. I feel like if I can get those ordered, I think that would be a good thing. And then maybe I can start looking at the information tomorrow and then start transferring the book info into my teacher planner yearly overview plan on Wednesday, which I already have that on my schedule for Wednesday. I will put the books and the things that I hope to be working on in a particular month in this schedule as I'm planning out my year. It just gives me a good overview. I do it in pencil so that I can adjust things as we go, but for the most part, I just want to see my expectations in these 12 boxes so that I really have a better understanding of what I'm planning to do for the year. This is another thing that I need to go through. I might have time today to kind of go through this. Sunlight usually will come out with summer readers every summer. I've been doing this for, I don't know how long, however long I've known that they've had summer readers. It's probably been 6 or 7 years now. That I will buy all of the books, and those tend to be the fun books that my kids start. They almost always are a part of a series or the start of a series, and so they read their books in the summer, and then they typically will get the subsequent books for Christmas, and that will push them through the next 6 months of fun reading. This year they did not come out with summer readers. So instead what they did was they asked Sunlight moms for recommendations, and they put together these lists. And so the reason I like having the summer readers list already done is because then I do not have to do any research, because I trust the content at Sunlight, and my kids have always had really good experiences with those books. And essentially it's, you know, reading the synopsis of like 5 books rather than hundreds of books. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, what I am going to do is go through and see how many of these books we've already read, so that I can just cross them out, and then see if there are any that kind of jump off of the page for me as books that I want to get for my kids this summer. But I still have to work on a summer homeschool plan, and I do actually have that on my list for Thursday during my monthly reset day. So anyways, there's a lot of thinking that I need to do on Thursday. I am going to do a goals check-in today, because on Thursday I will be working on my goals as well as my summer refresh, because I do a summer refresh early. I did my spring refresh at the end of March, at the end of the first quarter, but then I do a summer refresh at the end of May, because in Maine I think of our summer as June, July, and August, and then the fall I think of as September, October, November. I mentioned this in my weekly plan with me as well. And then December is just kind of its own thing. I don't do as much goal planning, like new goals. It's more focusing on the next full year as well as holiday stuff. So that's usually my focus in December. It's not typically, I'm not really working on new rhythms or routines or big projects, besides just like wrapping up the current year and getting ready for the next year. So I do want to do a goals check-in. It has been so incredibly busy this month. I don't feel like I've done anything. I have not checked in with my goals since May 9th, and we are at the 22nd, so I need to just go through. I did spring clean my basement. I haven't done, well, the budget planner, no, I did do that. Switching out clothes, getting sneakers, create my morning basket. I'm actually doing quite well with this. All the birthday stuff is done. So I do just need to sit down and go through this. I didn't even really set up all of May, how I typically do it. I just kind of did the bare bones, what I needed to get done in May, because May is so busy. So I want to do a goals check-in, and then I'm hoping that my Erin Condren box comes today from the teacher planner launch, that the stuff that I ordered. I don't know if this box will come today or not. It is in town, but it's not supposed to be delivered until tomorrow. And so will they hold it until tomorrow? Maybe. That's really annoying, but it would be good if I could get this done. So this morning I'm going to try and get out for a walk, although I don't know if I will do it at 7 or if I will do it at 8. Try and get some of the daily stuff done, get my turkey out, and maybe work on my Sam's list this morning. And then this afternoon I will have another projects block. I have all of my curriculum choice videos going up this week, so that is exciting. But I need to finish doing the descriptions for those and thumbnails. Also need to put away some laundry, and if I have time, I want to pull out the dryer and vacuum. Okay, so this is my Monday. We will see how it goes. I am hopeful. I'm hopeful. Happy Tuesday, friends. Yesterday was quite the day. We really were gone until like 1:30, I think, for the haircuts. So it was a busy day yesterday. Well, not busy, but just I had a lot of talking that I needed to do, and that took it out of me. So I did not vacuum or do my floors at all yesterday. I did do surfaces. I did do my office desk. I made my Sam's list, and I was supposed to like make an order. However, there are some things when I went into Sam's Club to do a pickup order, there are still some things that are just not available. Although my mom went into the store last week and she said they were. So I don't really want to drive up and actually go to the store, but I think that's probably what I'm going to end up having to do. And then I just really have to stick to my list because going in store, I always tend to spend more money. I did not wash my floors. I didn't do anything with the floors yesterday. I did do my homeschool books. I did not do goals check-in. I did do the laundry. I did not do the dryer. And I did film my EC unboxing, which I was really excited about. I did not do any of this stuff for my videos. My 10th grade curriculum choice video goes up this morning. And so I haven't actually scheduled it because I still have to do this stuff. So overall, it was a good day. I got outside for a walk. I was able to get some just general Monday reset stuff done that I had to do, and then I was able to get the kids all ready to go. Everybody had to wash their hair before we drove to get haircuts, just to cut that out of the process. And then haircuts, and then I was recording my video in the afternoon and then getting ready for my Zoom call, which was long. It was a long Zoom call. It was a great call, but it was long. So here we are, Tuesday the 23rd. And unfortunately, I do have a lot of those same things that I want to do today. And I wanted to go to the greenhouse. Well, I actually have the greenhouse on the list for tomorrow. I was kind of thinking about going today because it's nice out and tomorrow it's supposed to rain. So I'm not sure yet. Okay, my dailies. The other thing that did take me a long time yesterday was going through my homeschool books. I did sort them all in order of how we're going to be using them, and I have like 2 stacks, one for the first half of the year and one for the second half of the year for all of the kids in multiple subject areas. So that actually did take me quite a bit of time yesterday afternoon, and so that's why I didn't do a lot more, but these homeschool things are hanging over my head, and so I just really needed to get them done. So today I do want to do a goals check-in. I also need to do some work stuff. I need to do curriculum choice videos, finish those up, and then book club. I think I wrote down last week too, but I never got to. This is mainly, I kind of want to do a big goals check-in and maybe start working on my summer refresh a little bit before Thursday, which is my monthly reset day, because on Thursday I will set up my goals for June. So I'd kind of like to just do that check-in first so that I can have a good direction to go in for June. I do have to run out to get a couple of things downtown. Hopefully I can do that first thing this morning after the kids wake up, but we will see. I also need to, I really would like to wash the floors today. I just need to do that. I don't know. I hate washing the floors because, well, I hate washing the floors in general, but the floors never stay clean after I wash them. I've mentioned this many times. We have dark floors in our home and they show everything. So I wash the floors and they look nice for about 2 hours until the dog comes in from outside and leaves paw prints everywhere that I then have to follow her around and try and clean up, which after a little while you give up doing that. So I get, maybe an hour or 2 hours of clean floors before they look scuffed up from bare feet running around or from dog paws coming in from the woods or whatnot. So anyways, I would like to edit my EC unboxing video, and then I do just want to start going through books. Now that they're sorted, I can start to look through them a little bit and just kind of wrap my head around which books I don't need to look into that much, but each kid for history this year has new books to me. Even though Lucy's doing level D, which we've done 2 times prior, she does have a couple of new spine history books that I just don't know anything about, so I really would like to go through those. I don't know if I'm going to have time doing that or not, but it is something that I've been thinking of. And then the other thing I want to do is take pictures of furniture to sell and maybe the greenhouse. So I was up at 6 this morning and right now it is almost 7. The kids are all asleep still. They've been going to bed so late lately. It's like 10 o'clock or so. So I'm just time blocking a little bit of what I hope to work on today. And I know I'm not going to have a ton of time this morning to work on stuff. I don't even know. Oh, I'm supposed to make quiche for dinner. So this doesn't look like all that much, and it really isn't if I'm thinking about stuff, but if I do run downtown, I have to go to the post office, and I have to go to a couple of shops, and I have to return a library book, and that will, take an hour and a half, and then I'll get home, the kids will want snacks, and then I'll work on something, most likely these dailies, and maybe washing my floors, and then do lunch, and then in the afternoon work on some more thinking tasks. That seems to work better for me. I'm more productive with physical things in the morning. I probably don't need all of this time to get ready, but this also includes some of this work stuff that I need to do after I stop recording. So this is Tuesday. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more successful than yesterday was. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. Let's go over yesterday. Yesterday I actually felt like I did a pretty good job. I did get quite a bit done. I did not wash the floors, which I had starred, and I wanted to do that the most, but towards the end of the day, I just did not want to do that. And instead, I was working on my goals check-in. I sat outside with Jack and Lucy on the deck because it was nice out, and I started to make quite a bit of progress on my summer refresh, which I think I've mentioned this before. I do this earlier because I think of the summer months in Maine as June, July, and August. So I did spend quite a bit of time going through that, and actually I have my action plans for the spring, and I actually did make quite a bit of progress, which I was kind of surprised about because I felt so crazy the past couple of months. I mean, April was pretty much, everybody was sick for like weeks, it seemed like. So I didn't feel as productive in April. And then May is so busy for us with birthdays and a lot of work obligations for me. So I did get quite a bit done. There were some things that I did not get done, and they will just be moved, whether or not they're moved to the summer or I push them off until the fall. I'm not entirely sure, but I did feel really good about things, and so I am able to kind of move forward with what I want to do for the summer. I did do 2 of the curriculum choice videos. Yesterday was 10th grade and today is 8th grade. And I did actually get a comment on my 10th grade video asking because we use a lot of the Sunlight resources for homeschooling, and I didn't share the instructor's guides, partly because I just haven't even opened them and I don't have some of the instructor's guides for next year. And so I was mainly sharing all of the books that we're using. It's a lot of reading. Sunlight levels are literature based. It's very heavy on the reading, especially as you get into the high school levels. So I was sharing the books, but I didn't share the instructor's guides, and somebody asked if I use the instructor's guides, which I absolutely do. I kind of adjust things to work for us, but yes, I do use the order of the books. I use all of the notes. I use a large portion of the questions unless it's a book that I've already read, and oftentimes it is a book that I've already read, especially for Jack and Lucy because I've already done their levels before. But as Emma has gotten into the high school levels, a lot of the literature, last year with classical literature, I had read probably 75% of the books prior to her taking the course because I love classical literature. And next year I will have read probably about 40 or 50% of all of the books. They are just books that I have read in the past. I am a reader, and so, but I do use the instructor's guides. I just did not share them in any of my videos. Today is the 24th. I was up at 5:30 this morning doing my morning routine. I cannot believe that we are in the last week of May, guys. And I know this video won't be going up until probably the second week in June or something, but it really does feel like May. It feels like this whole year has been a blur so far. I don't know if you feel that way as well, but I definitely do. So yesterday I had put quiche on my list, but I ended up going to the grocery store yesterday and buying some English muffins, and I made 2 breakfast casseroles, and we ate one yesterday. My kids eat so much food. So I do have a second breakfast casserole that we're going to eat for dinner tonight. That definitely helps with my day. Today I am going to get coffee with a friend. My kids are gonna go over to my mom's for a little while. And then after that, I want to go to the greenhouse today. So I think what I'm going to do is after I do coffee, we will go to the greenhouse, the kids and I, so that I can get my seedlings to plant for this weekend. And I also need to get chicken feed. I think I can get that at the greenhouse. So I will have to stop on my way home at the feed store. That will give me time this afternoon to work on projects, hopefully. My projects for today are really to put the books for homeschool in my teacher planner, in my yearly plan. I will use sticky notes. I have lots of sticky notes that I use, so I won't actually write all of the things in. I will put sticky notes on all of my 12 monthly boxes. So I just really need to start going through all of the books. If you've seen my curriculum choice videos, it is just so many books, and I don't read all of the books. Some of the books we do as audiobooks, a lot of the books my kids read on their own, especially my older two. And so just trying to figure out which books I want to read aloud, which I want to get on audio, or see if they're on Hoopla, which is our library audiobook digital media app. Because I do go through and say, okay, are there books that maybe we don't need to read physical form, because I do believe that audiobooks are still reading, and obviously with the sheer number of books that we read in a year, audiobooks are super helpful for that. So I need to start putting the homeschool books in my teacher planner and just kind of going through everything. I did sort them. I think I mentioned that yesterday. I sorted them into piles of, first semester, second semester, so that I'm not really going to focus on the second semester books too much. I will kind of just go through them a little bit, just to kind of read the synopsis of the books that I don't know already and just see kind of what the workload is. But I don't really focus on that until December, when we are on our homeschool break, because I just really don't need to. So I just really focus on the first half of the year, and then I focus on the second half, during our winter break. So put homeschool books in the teacher planner. I also want to start goal prep for June, and that is just me writing. Let me see. This is my I just write ideas of things that I want to do, and then when I sit down to actually do my goals, I will take what I've written down and kind of decide what is actually important to put here. If there is like a monthly project that has multiple steps, I just write the overarching project up here, and I have the multiple steps in here, unless they are also fall under weekly rhythm or daily habits. And that's just kind of how my goal planning works. Set up my new morning basket planner tote organizer thing that I got from Erin Condren. I have an unboxing video that I can share with you, which was kind of silly, but I purposely bought this organizer caddy to but hold all of my planner stuff, as well as some morning basket type things like journals and notebooks and Bible reading and some nonfiction stuff, primarily so that I could easily grab it instead of trying to gather up all of my things each day. And then also partly so that I have something to easily move homeschool planning stuff from my office to outside, which is where I do the majority of my homeschool planning. in the summer is outside, and it just makes it more enjoyable for me. So set up my morning basket. I already checked in with Patreon. I need to do some teaching textbooks, answer comments. I did check in with Maine Homeschool Network. I already did an email this morning. I several weeks ago did a how to homeschool in Maine workshop, and so I had to follow up with some of those people. And then I also need to do third grade curriculum description and links and stuff. And I also want to edit my EC unboxing. That unboxing video it was my teacher planner launch order, and my teacher planner launch order had this organizer caddy. So I need to get this edited, and I made some silly goofs when I was recording that. But if you're interested, I will leave a link for it in the description box. I think that's kind of where I'm going to leave off. I don't know if I will have more time, and I'm not sure if I'm being really realistic about this time, if it will actually take me longer. The greenhouse is like 30 minutes away, so it is a little bit of a trip. And if I have to stop at the feed store to get chicken feed as well, it might take me a little bit longer. That is Wednesday. Happy Thursday, friends. Yesterday, oh goodness, I don't even know what I did yesterday, to be honest. I was thinking about it last night, and I was like, geez, I didn't get through anything. So I ended up, we were gone until about 12:30. We did not go to the greenhouse. My coffee date ran way late, which was wonderful. It means we were having a good time. And then I did have to run some errands. I had to run to the grocery store for my mom, and I had to get chicken feed. I had to get gas. So anyways, by the time we got home and then had lunch, it was close to 2 o'clock, and I did not do any of this stuff at all. I did some laundry, and then I was working on editing my Erin Condren unboxing and setting up the description and links and such for my third grade curriculum video, as well as answering a bunch of questions from my 10th grade and 8th grade curriculum choice videos. So I also had some emails. So it was really not projects as much, these things, as it was just doing some work and then just getting some things tidied around the house. So it wasn't as successful as I would have hoped. And I really was trying to get my goal prep done for June, because today is my monthly reset day, and it would have been helpful if I had already done that, so I could get my goals set up today. But I don't know if I will actually get them set up in my planner or not. I haven't even checked in, so I have to do all of this as well as figure out what is ahead for June. I have a lot of appointments and things on my calendar, so I think that's kind of why I was holding back on June prep work. But anyways, so not as successful of a day, and actually I feel like that's kind of my afternoons have been getting away from me this week, and I think it's mainly because I've been answering a lot of questions and emails and Facebook questions because a few weeks ago I ran a workshop for how to homeschool in Maine, so I have a lot of emails from that as well. So it's just, it's been busy with some external things that have taken my attention and less time for projects. So today is the 25th. I was up at 5:30, and so I've talked about this in several of my week of daily plans, my plan with me's and whatnot. I am typically an early riser. However, this past year, I haven't really been trying to get up early. I haven't had as much of a need to, and my body just has needed to rest a lot. This week, I started to set an alarm on my watch to make sure that I was up by 5:30 every day, just so that I can start to get back into that rhythm of early morning productive time. And I need a little bit of time to wake up in the morning. So my watch has not been waking me up. I have been waking up before 5:30. It seems that when I have in my head that I need to wake up by a certain time, I just do. It's very strange. I don't know why it happens, but it does. Last night I said to myself, I don't have anything to do tomorrow outside of the house. It is my monthly reset day, so I am going to sleep in, and I was still up at 5:25. So that is what it is. And yeah, today is my monthly reset. If you don't know what a monthly reset day is, I do have a whole video going through how to incorporate one. It is essentially a day that I set aside to do all of the thinking and planning for the next month. And so that is my main focus today. I do have my regular stuff that I want to do, which are my dailies. I do have some laundry to put away. I need to call the Honda dealership to get my car in for a whatever needs to check up or whatever. Oil change and all of that stuff. Sorry, I need my coffee. I can't think yet this morning. And then it is my monthly reset, which is my big project for the day. And down here I have Patreon. I have my live stream today at 2, which works out well because this week, usually on my monthly reset day, I'm doing a co-working live stream with my membership community. So it is sitting down and working through focused projects for 25 minutes and then having a 5-minute break, then 25 minutes and a 5-minute break. And it works out quite well. I get a lot of stuff done because it's kind of like it's silent because we're focused on a particular task, but everybody comes together and is able to work on something that they've either been putting off or they need more accountability with, or something that's enjoyable that they just don't take the time for. So that is at 2 o'clock today. So I will write live stream here. And then if we go over, that's totally fine. I did check in with Maine Homeschool Network already. I need to do my email, and I need to do my EC unboxing description. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to be working on this morning. And because it's my monthly reset day, I really do try to protect my communication time with others. So I worked on it this morning already, and I will check in around lunchtime, and then I will check in the evening. So I did my AM routine. It's about 5 of 7 right now. My very basic coffee Bible plan, and I am planning right now. Yesterday I did not set up my morning basket, which I wanted to do, but I did not. Maybe I'll get that done today. Put monthly reset to start at 9. That should give me plenty of time to get everything with the kids done. Monthly reset until 12. So this morning I'm going to work on family calendar, personal calendar. There's a lot of calendars, guys. I know it sounds so silly, but it is something that I spend a lot of time on, and it makes my months just move so much more smoothly. Sorry, my handwriting is not great this morning either. Okay, family calendar, personal calendar. And then I want to do goals for June. Think about summer homeschool, which is definitely different this year than in years past, partly because I don't have summer readers from Sunlight, and that's usually a big part of our summer homeschool. Also, Jack and Emma both have a job this summer, and Emma has some other activities that she is doing that are outside the house, and so there's not as much time during the day, and I kind of need to focus on Lucy, and we're doing like a science intensive summer for Lucy, so it's a little bit different than what we typically have. Homeschool books as well, and we will see how well my morning goes. I'm hoping that this stuff can all get done this morning, and then during my live stream I plan to work on my book journal, which I might have talked about it earlier in this video. We'll know when I go to edit. I have my book journal here, and I set up through May, I think, for reading books books read. And then I have June, but yes, I have not done June through December, and so I need to work on that. And yes, so that is what I'm hoping to work on during my live stream so that I can get that finished, and it will take me a little while to get that done. So that will probably take me this entire time. Now, what else do I want to do for my monthly reset? Monthly reset here too, and maybe I will get everything done here, but I will put it here just in case. I need to work on revamping my AM routine, which I talked about, I think, earlier. I want a better process with maybe more times associated with it. I'm not really a time-bound person for specific, well, I say that, but I do quite a bit of scheduling. What I mean by that is to say, how long exactly am I taking for my Bible portion of my morning routine? How much time does planning actually take? Well, when I'm doing a week of daily plans, it takes me 15 or 20 minutes to talk through my plan. When I'm just doing it on my own, it's usually about 5 minutes. So that definitely makes a difference. And I just realized my writing is extremely messy today. I'm sorry, guys. I know that when I'm waking up early, I have plenty of time to get stuff done. I would like to incorporate a morning walk once the mornings are sunny and warm very, very early. The sun comes up very early in Maine, so I am awake typically very early, but I need to put an hour in my schedule for that. So I know that if I want to go out for a walk, I need to have an hour in my morning routine for that. I guess I don't need a full hour, but it seems to be about the right time frame for that for me. And then just, what else am I working on? How much time do I want to spend answering emails and answering comments and focusing on communicating with my, all of the people in the various communities that I'm a part of? How much time do I want to spend doing that in the morning? How much time do I want to spend on writing, which getting back into a good writing rhythm is something that I've wanted to do for a while and I have not been doing. And I think that I need to maybe make some changes on how I'm running my mornings so that I can start doing more writing. I think back in November when I was doing NaNoWriMo, I was writing every single morning, about 1,500 words every morning, and that was creative writing. So it was a little more challenging than the writing that I'm talking about, which is more for my website and how-to and homeschool related, rhythm related, that kind of stuff, more encouragement and things like that. So I need to wake up before 5:30 if I'm going to incorporate writing into my morning, because I just don't have enough time here to do all of these things: the coffee Bible, planning, going for a walk, and my nonfiction reading, as well as doing writing, because for writing, you kind of have to get into a groove. So it's not like I can just say, okay, 10 minutes of writing, because I could spend 10 minutes trying to brainstorm what I want to write about. So anyways, I still need to work on that. I should hopefully have time to work on that today. It's not going to be the nicest day outside. Well, it is going to be sunny, but it's only going to be 60. So I probably will spend most of the day at the kitchen table. And yeah, so that is what I have on the plan today. We are doing leftovers for dinner, and I didn't get to the greenhouse yesterday, and I really wanted to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. I think I'm going to have to do it tomorrow morning, because there's no way I'm going to have enough time today. So this is Thursday. Happy Friday, guys. I can't believe it is already Friday. Yesterday was definitely a whirlwind. I did not do my floors yesterday, which they definitely need them. Yesterday was a really good day. I did get through all of my planning for my monthly reset day. The only thing that I didn't do was work on my AM routine. I did a little bit, but not as much as I wanted to do. And I also didn't do these part of my dailies, which I should have, but anyways, I did get quite a bit of work done with going through some of my books for next year and trying to figure out where we're going to start and what I need to work on first. Yes, but it is like 5:45 this morning. I'm up early because I needed to make an appointment to get my car serviced, and that was, for some reason, they had a 7 a.m. appointment today, and I took it. So I'm up early to bring the car to the dealership, and then I don't know how long that's gonna take. I need to leave at 6:30. I'm hoping to be home by 9. I think they said an hour and a half. We'll put projects here though. I need to get my turkey in the oven that I took out on Monday, and yeah, I don't have time to do that before I leave because I have to leave relatively soon. Instead, well, I don't know. I'm going to put my dailies down. Today I want to do as much of a quick tidy around the house as possible. I really still need to go to the greenhouse. I don't know if I really am going to want to do that this afternoon, but I need to because I need to get my seedlings and my seeds for this weekend, because this weekend is when we plant our garden. I also really ought to just get outside and look at the garden, which I haven't. We have to fix the garden fence around the base so the chickens don't go in, and right now I just have like green plastic garden fencing around the bottom. I need to check in with Patreon. I need to check in with Maine Homeschool Network. I need to talk about live streams with my Patreon community for June, because typically they are Thursday afternoons, but every Thursday afternoon we have something in the month of June. So I've got to either make it some morning or like later in the night. I don't know when I'm going to change those live streams. So this is all I'm going to put on the schedule for today. I know it looks really empty, but it really is going to depend on how it goes at the dealership this morning, and then if I get my stuff done this morning so that we can go to the greenhouse. How long we stay at the greenhouse, I'm not sure. So it's really just going to depend, and then hopefully I will be able to get some other things done as well. I have a bunch of videos that I need to film this weekend. It would be really helpful if I could get some of that stuff done today. I don't know if it makes more sense for me to try and do this stuff today, or if I should wait until this weekend. I haven't even looked at the weather for this weekend yet. So on here it says rain, but I feel like it's actually going to be nicer. So this is Friday, and I will check in at the end of the day to tell you how things have gone. Okay guys, so it's about 5:30 and I'm just about done for the day. I did not end up making my turkey. I went to the dealer this morning, got the car all whatever their normal maintenance is. It wasn't, I think I just got an oil change and the tires rotated. And then it was actually a really quick appointment. I ended up going to my mom's for coffee, and then the kids and I all went out to the greenhouse, which was very busy. It was so busy at the greenhouse, and I should know that right before Memorial Day weekend. And then we came home and we ate lunch. We got the house all tidied up. I worked a lot in my office. I put away most of the homeschool books, not put away, but I put them on my shelves that are in my office. I don't think I'm going to keep them there, but I might too. I'm not entirely sure yet. They're not super organized. I mean, they are in order, but there's way too many books for the 3 shelves that I have them on. So they're kind of stacked up in a bunch of different ways. So, but that is good. And I did move my desk out of the way. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my second desk because I'm going to move my computer. And then the other thing that we ended up doing is around 2:30, I went outside and I started tackling the garage, which it has been such a disaster for so long, and I was just kind of tired of waiting for it to be cleaned. So Jack, Emma, and I pretty much cleaned it out, swept it out, and then my husband actually got home early from work. I was hoping to be done with it before then, but because he got home early, we'd only been working on it for about 45 minutes. So now he's outside finishing up, getting things straightened out in the garage. And we are going to get takeout for dinner because I didn't make the turkey. And I'm going to put the turkey in the oven tomorrow morning, which is At the beginning of the week, when I did the weather on Sunday, when I did my weekly plan with me, it was supposed to be raining and 60s all weekend. And I was kind of unsure how the gardening would be going because we have a very short window of time to get a lot of stuff into the ground. But now it's supposed to be like 85, 90 and sunny this weekend. So it should be interesting, and I clearly picked the right weekend to bake a turkey, or roast a turkey rather. So that is the rest of Friday. I feel really good about this week. The beginning of the week, I wasn't getting as much stuff done maybe as I had hoped, but I'm really feeling good going into this weekend. I've gotten the house pretty much done so I can focus on the outside stuff that I need to do this weekend, which is mainly vegetables getting into the ground. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, you can leave me a comment, or you can use my contact form, which is always in the description box. If you are interested in more encouragement and help with goals and homeschool planning and rhythms and all of those things, I would love for you to come check out my membership community. We have a lot of fun over there. We just finished up free to learn for my book club over in the membership community, and we're going to be starting Modern Miss Mason, which I actually read when it first came out, I think in January, but I'm really excited to go through that with everybody in the community. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thanks. Bye.